Hi everyone, I have another story for us about pumpkins. It's the season called fall, and fall is when pumpkins are ready to be picked. They're ripe and ready to be picked. A lot of times in the fall, kids go on field trips to a pumpkin patch. Maybe your family this fall can take a trip to the pumpkin patch to pick your very own pumpkin. It is autumn. Autumn is another word for fall. The days are cool and crisp. The wind rustles the corn stalks and shakes the leaves from the trees. Down the dusty road in the pumpkin patch, the pumpkins are round and ripe. They are ready to be picked. A lot of work is done in the pumpkin patch before the pumpkins are ready to be picked and carved into jack-o'-lanterns. Work begins in July. The farmer prepares the soil in his fields for pumpkin seeds. First, a plow slices and turns over the earth. Next, the ground is smoothed by a machine. Then, straight rows are marked in the fields. A crew of workers plants the pumpkin seeds in rows. With a hoe, a man digs a hole in the ground, and another man drops a couple of seeds in the hole and then covers it with earth. Have you ever planted seeds at your house, in a garden, or in a pot? Pumpkin seeds come from inside pumpkins. The seeds are a creamy white color, but the seeds a farmer buys from the seed company have been coated with a pink powder. The pink powder is a chemical that keeps seeds safe from being eaten underground by insects after they're planted. So usually if you carve a pumpkin, you'll see the seeds come out nice and white, but farmers have a special coating on their seeds to keep them from being eaten by bugs. Under the warm earth, the seeds begin to sprout. After a week or two, leaves appear where each seed was planted. These first leaves are called seed leaves. Next, pumpkin vine leaves appear. These leaves are a different shape. They have jagged edges and feel prickly. The leaves grow quickly. Do you know what a seed needs to grow? It needs soil, just like this. It needs sunlight and water to grow. The pumpkin plants have been placed far enough apart to leave room for pumpkin vines to spread. Before the plants get too big, the farmer weeds between the rows. Weeds take away water and food from growing pumpkin plants. More new leaves grow. Stems grow too. The stems twist and crawl along the ground as they become vines. They wrap themselves around other parts of the plant to help the vines spread. The vines become thick and strong. Soon they will be long enough to touch one another between the rows. The leaves look like big hands covering the earth. Meanwhile, flowers begin to bloom on the vines. We read about flowers in the other pumpkin book that we were reading. Do you remember what happens when the flower falls off? Some of the pumpkin flowers will sit on top of little green bulbs. These little bulbs will swell beneath the flowers. When the flower falls off, they are baby pumpkins. With water and sunlight, the little green pumpkins grow bigger and bigger. The pumpkins are hard to find among the leaves because they are the same color, but they do not stay hidden for long. The pumpkin skins slowly turn from green to orange. They're getting ripe. By the middle of October, the pumpkins are plump and orange all over. They are ready to be picked. The first workers cut the vines to untangle them. Then they cut the stems of the pumpkins with big shears. They're getting ready for kids to come through the pumpkin patch and pick them. The farmer's family decorates the farm stand for Halloween. They place pumpkins all around on the soft straw. They hope customers will want to stop at the stand with the Wicked Witch. Ooh, creepy. What are you going to dress up like for Halloween? The scarecrow and the paper mache pumpkin that is big enough to walk into. There are piles and piles of pumpkins that have been grown on the farm. They come in different sizes and different shapes, and even different colors. Some have smooth skin, others have big bumps. What kind of pumpkin would you choose? Some are big and some are little. Children come to the patch to pick out their pumpkins. They see and touch the pumpkins, they roll them on the ground and hold them up. This squash makes a great crown. This pumpkin is round and smooth with a good strong stem for the lid of a jack-o'-lantern. When he sells his pumpkin, the farmer's work is done for the year. Now it's time for children to take their pumpkins home and carve them. With a candle inside, the pumpkin glows on Halloween night. Ghosts and goblins, beware. The end. What kind of face would you put on your pumpkin?